I'm getting bad results uploading these videos. Usually my videos get censored and they have to be bounced off other people's accounts to be seen. Said, quote, she said, quote, my stepdad sexually abused me. In St. Augustine, Florida, she lived at the time. She had previously lived in Georgia, and she told me this when she was in the Ohio Valley after asking me where we were that night on the Highway 7, seeing the lights of the factory. My response being, the Ohio Valley, she said, wanting to be up north, where she could tell me about this. She said, what state are we in? And I said, Ohio, that's the river down there. West Virginia's on the other side. I didn't know what she was talking about. But I found out when I went down to Florida and tried to expose the issue to police, actually the community, the people on the police force came up behind me, tried to shove me in front of a car, and then said, welcome to the South repeatedly, scared the life out of me and sent me out of the state. Scared for my life. So I've been up here in Pittsburgh ever since. Now I'm being harassed in my own home and unable to concentrate on anything or to do anything or to get help from my own relatives because they think that there's something wrong with me, according to the rumors spread about such victims as myself, people who are college educated and have time on their hands since they've opened their own businesses, in my case real estate, and have things to tell people and things to do. They get discredited and their license is taken away from them, as in my case, and they get locked up by these harassers when the harassers subtly entice them to violence or the appearance of violence when they're otherwise very peaceful people, you know, being academic in nature and would never resort to violence, but these evildoers have only that on their side. And so, knowing the police rules and regulations, they entice their victim to the appearance of being violent, then they lie and say the victim was violent, and they have the victim locked up. This is a trick that they use. Whenever I step outside, they'll make subtle noises and sounds to get me upset. Sounds that I've been sensitized to by being threatened with shooting. People will threaten me like that and then make a weird noise in association with it. After making the gun gesture, they'll make a weird noise, and then they'll make that noise, they'll make a similar sound when I step outside so that I feel threatened just because of the sound, like Pavlov's dog. And then I get made fun of by my own family concerning dogs. This is all satanic. I'm not a dog. No human being is. We're made in the image of God. And we are assaulted by criminals and evildoers when we try to do the right thing. I needed my family's help, but they sexually abused me as I tried to help this sexual abuse victim. By undermining my use of the B vitamins, they actually slipped me a male reproduction pill, caused me to have a sexually drug, vitamin-induced, sexually unpleasant response. And my uncle even sent me a mocking letter saying that I know that the side effects of these medications that you need to take may have unpleasant side effects. Why would my own family do this to me? There must be some mass confusion, or they are sick perverts that like to see victims of abuse molested sexually, enjoying that for some reason, some wicked satanic purpose. To continue, I have emotional distress as a result of the ill treatment at the funeral of my grandmother and the resulting sexual abuse, drawing me online to increase my use of the vitamins through making videos. A special vitamin for sexual reproduction, which I did use unaware. It was in a bottle which I was unfamiliar with and had a broken seal, so I don't even know what it was, but I found out later that it was for male reproduction by reading the small print on the bottle. Katie, my cousin, at the funeral, made a very subtle gesture towards the altar in a very obvious way with her foot, reminding me of when we wanted to get married as children. Well, this was used to draw me sexually into the machine, the video making sexual reproduction, sexual abuse, molestation machine with the vitamins. I'm a sexual abuse victim. A sexual abuse victim in Florida is who I was trying to help, and I was molested in my attempt to at the funeral. On Facebook, they tried to keep me online, and I don't know, I mean, are they going to try and say that they were doing me some favor? One of them my uncle's feigned reluctance to go along with this, and then carelessly, and turning his head towards me, went along in agreement. He's my Uncle Mark Connors. Remembering his intentional careless going in agreement with this abuse is very traumatic. Also, Rebecca Connors, a non-blood relative who I'm unfamiliar with, made the same gesture of opening her mouth in an orgasmic gesture, and then directing her index finger towards me. She made it most obvious of all the people. When I gave my eldest cousin, Katie, a hug, when readying to depart the structure that is attached to the church that we went to for the funeral, after our whole family took photographs together. Rebecca Connors, even added rubbing her chin's bottom with the index finger, as I showed, motioning along with it, and then extending it to my person, facing and staring directly at me. Now this indicates an orgasm, something like that, except this: I really avoid the internet and pornography, and I do not know who actually slipped this reproductive vitamin to me. You know, it may have been another party acting through my mother and my aunt in the valley. There are many people who have been spiteful towards me after successfully flying as an instructor in Florida.